we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. You and I, we got it. We don't need no more.
Hey guys, it's Stacy from my tea garden. So today I'm gonna go ahead and quickly share with you guys some of the Dischidias that I have in my collection. Last time in my Hoya collection video, I asked if you guys are interested in seeing the Dischidia collection as well. It's much smaller, so it'll be a quick video. And we're gonna start right here on this windowsill. This is my west-facing windowsill. That's in my kitchen area. And we have two Dischidias here. I don't know if you guys can spot them. So the first one is this guy here. He's a little quirky looking. So this is a Dischidia Lanceolata. And it has these kind of like, I don't know, propeller-like foliage. This part here is the new growth. I don't know if you can tell, it's a bit greener and less kind of like woody or, I don't know, aged looking. And that's just what it looks like. This one is a fairly slow grower for me. But I noticed now that I put it here in this window and it's getting ample sunlight, it's growing much faster. So I'm guessing it just needs a little more light. And the type of potting mix that I use for my Dischidias are the same exact potting mix that I use for my aroids and my Hoyas, and pretty much for most of my houseplants. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, I do already have an older video up on my houseplant potting mix, but I will probably put up a newer one soonish, either before or after this video. Okay, so let's move on. Over here is my Dischidia Ovata. This guy has always been such a great grower for me. When I got this plant, it was so tiny. I think it was here with maybe 5 strands, and look at them. Look at this growth. I've had this plant I would say close to 3 years now, I think. It was one of the very first plants that I got. In terms of like Hoyas or Dischidias. So, and when the leaves are sun stressed, it does turn this kind of reddish color. Let me just see. So there's one right there, and you can see over here, these are all sun stressed as well. And this guy blooms a lot for me. The little blooms, it's not blooming right now, but I think I caught some footage of it previously and I put it into like one of the intros for one of my videos. But they look kind of like this. Yeah, and it's like a cluster of them. This is just what's left. So this plant goes all the way down. It has grown so Let me just back up so I could show you guys how long it is. It's the longest one here. And it does put out a lot of tendrils like this that the new leaves kind of form on, but it literally grabs onto everything. And it loves to grab onto my other plants. So I constantly find myself untangling it. So yeah, that's the Dischidia Ovata. Okay. So this is my Dischidia Nummularia Variegata. And it's mounted on this tree bark. And you can see it's actually currently in bloom. So the little flowers here are very, very dainty on this plant. And it's basically just growing on moss. I am considering at some point to pot him up into a proper potting mix, but for now I think I'm gonna leave it. And under like a lot of light, the margins can turn a little bit pink. So let me just show you guys. Let me just shut this light and see if it looks better. So if you do put it on a moss like this, it's just sphagnum moss, you just have to constantly keep it moist. And so right now I don't think I'm doing such a great job at keeping it moist. I'm probably misting it like 2 times a day at most. So it's dry right now, so I'm probably gonna have to get it watered again. But it's a really cute little small leaf Dischidia. This is the newest Dischidia in my collection. This is a Dischidia Jerry, or I think also they call it Oiantha. Is that the right name? I'm not sure, but I know it goes by Jerry. I've been wanting this for a while. I just never kind of bit the bullet and got it, but this time I was like, yes, it looks really cute. And so I picked it up. It's very, I don't know, it just looks very refreshing to me. Like, and I love the little rounded foliage, as with most Dischidias, except for my Lanceolata. But I just find the foliage so attractive. It's really pretty. It's so green. So yeah. I haven't potted this into any like new potting mix. This is just what it came in. This is the nursery pot. So I'm just letting it settle for maybe like a couple weeks before I do any type of repotting. And just let it acclimate to my home for a bit. Yeah, so it's a really pretty one. I think this one is fairly easy to find too. Okay, so here is the last Dischidia. This is Dischidia Pectiniodes. And it just sits here on my east-facing bathroom window. I did at one point put it in my south-facing window and the leaves started burning, so not a good idea. So this one forms these big ant leaves. They're hollow inside. So what it does is, if this was growing in the wild, it would form a symbiotic relationship with ants, provide some sort of, you know, home for the ants, and then the ants would provide nutrients for the plant. So obviously in a houseplant situation, that's not gonna happen. So don't worry about any ants. But it is very fun to see these big bubble leaves, as I like to call it. I think that's the only one I have that formed. Makes for a really pretty trailing plant. So, yep. Alright, so that's all of my Dischidias. I have a whooping 5. I hope you guys enjoyed this little collection video. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments down below. Yeah. And don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And I just noticed it's blooming. So I wanted to show you guys this. There. Ooh. There it is. It's pink. Okay, now I'm gonna say bye. Bye.